Hello, my family. It is nice to see you. This one is going to be a little bit on the fly, and it is a part number 2 to my, I guess, series of confessions, which I'm going to be doing because I can't stop sinning. The last 2 days have been tough mentally, and I'm starting to realize some things. I'm starting to realize some things more and more clearly. The last 2 days have been slippery slopes that led to me pretty much just doing the same thing I did last week, just becoming too anxious during the day because, again, I didn't chant in the morning, and I'm realizing how fucking powerful the chanting must be if the 2 times I actually severely went into my what I'm trying to get away from, my misgressions, excess weed and pornography and pleasure. The 2 times it's happened on a major, the 2 times it's happened has been when I've missed that morning chanting. So something's happening within that morning 10-15 minutes where my mind is being awakened and aligned with something very important, and if I don't do that, then I'm led down the wrong path. And each time now it's kind of affirming that even stronger, that there's something. This is a condition I need to keep putting into place for the rest of my life. I don't want to lose this awareness I'm managing to maintain. And if that's something I have to do every day, then I'm starting to be like, okay, this is good. This is not an annoyance. Not that it was feeling like an annoyance, but the more I was feeling less okay with who I was in my head, which I guess I'll get to in a moment, the worse I was feeling about who I am, the more inclined I was to seek those pleasures and simultaneously not want to engage in those things that would better myself, ironically. So to jump into why it's been bit mentally hard, I suppose, lately. I think I said earlier in another video that coming to be smoking less weed and to be less... probably weed would be the major thing. These last few years, been smoking so much weed throughout the day, and it's finally coming to the point where I'm only having a few joints throughout the day. I'm seeing that I was using the marijuana and the pornography to the much larger extent that I was using it. I was using both of these things as well as entertainment. I was using so many things to escape from essentially the reality of myself. And I only do that because I don't even really know what I'm referring to specifically when I say myself. I've got issues with that and identity, but we won't get into that now. I think there's been this underlying feeling of what I am is something extremely unpleasant, and I've been trying to get away from that feeling. Not so much an identity, because I'm unsure as to who I am identity-wise, but I can feel who I am, and something about that has felt like the urge to get away from it. There's been the urge within me to get away from whatever I am. And probably part of my search, trying to search so emphatically in the world for some kind of identity, for some kind of understanding of who I am, has been a result of trying to figure out who I am because I don't like the feeling of whatever it is I am. And I'm seeing that more and more clearly. The more I'm not on the weed, the more I'm not having these other pleasures, the more I see the inclination of my mind to want to reach out for these things, or to reach out for an identity, or to reach out for something to hold on to other than just what's here. So there's something in this beingness of razegod, of Dylan, right now, which I'm unable to identify with my conscious mind, but yet is unconsciously there, and I can feel it, and the reaction I'm having is to get away from it. But it's becoming clear that obviously I can't get away from it, because whatever it is tandem with whatever I think I am. So it would be like trying to run away from my own tail, if I had a tail, if I was a dog or something. You get the metaphor. So it seems the only way I'm ever going to get away from this pain, or whatever this thing is, this thing that comes along with life, which is that one wants to escape from, that seems to be part of the self, or at least of myself, that I can't escape, that there is no refuge from. It seems as though, I guess, that I just have to increase my awareness, increase my clarity, continue chanting in the morning, continue trying to smoke less weed, and with that process, hopefully whatever it is within me that I'm feeling the urge to run from may reveal itself in more clarity, to the extent that I can see it without judgment. Because that's what's happening in my awareness, at least. There is the feeling of uncomfortableness with what I am. That propels me to do other things, to try and escape from that mental state. But it's because it just, whatever it is, it doesn't want to see it, or it doesn't want to know it, or it doesn't want to feel it. But if there could be some clarity, then perhaps that judgment could be removed. That's what I'm hoping for. Because I think too much shit. I don't know what I think. I need to be able to feel more clearly, see more clearly. And I can't do it while still depending on the weed and the pornography. So it's getting more and more solid in my mind that these are things I need to leave behind. They have been a part of my path. But in order to transcend the place I am in right now, I need to let go of these things I've collected. I wrote a haiku yesterday. I'll read it to you now because it relates to this. It relates a lot to this. The haiku is: carry not with you forest cut down on your path by swords of wisdom. Now, I could go into that for a while, but just relating to what I was saying, we move through life with a certain set of ideas about the world, and they kind of base our perception, base our ability to operate within the world. Those could be seen as our kind of swords or hatchets going through a thick forest. We have to cut down the forest with something. And so we do it with just the base understanding we have of the world. And it could get to a point where maybe we come to a better understanding, we upgrade our weapon. But also, as we come across the path, we may also have really liked the experience of chopping a particular section of forest. We might have really liked to say a couple of years of our life or something like that within this metaphor. And so we hold on to that experience. We hold on to that forest which has fallen to the floor, dead now because we've cut it. And if we do this too much, if we pick up too much of the forest that we've cut to the floor, then we stop moving through the forest. We stop cutting forest and progressing. We just become stagnant. And stagnation could be equated, it would be equated to death in this situation. Ultimately, if we don't flow, if we don't move, we die. And so one of the concepts that I feel is within this haiku is that unless we constantly are aware of what we've held on to and are willing to let go of it, those past experiences, those ways of reacting, those identifications with what we think we are, what we need to be doing, unless we can drop them every now and then, we won't be able to continue on the path, the ultimate path for us. We can be able to continue along all the side shows or whatever, but the ultimate path that exists for each of us cannot be continued on so far in so much as we are holding on to past experiences. So long as we are burdened by holding on to, all these logs that we've cut down, and now we can't move, we can't walk any forward, we can no longer forge a path through the forest if we're inebriated. Inebriated, I don't think that's the right word, that's like drunk or something. But if we are held back by these heavy things, we hold on to so much. If only we could just let it go. But it's like, what does that mean? What does it mean to let it go? How does that process occur? Shout out Balto Gucci. We got a song called Let Go. It's going to be coming soon. I really like that one. Anyway, that's a side thing. So confessions. The confession is the same as last time. Yesterday, got up, didn't chant in the morning. Ended up smoking too much weed in the morning because I was on my own and I had no schedule. That led to wanking to porn. It's such a similar scenario, honestly. The causes and conditions are becoming ever clearer. But yeah, the problem I'm having, the situation I'm facing is that as these things become clearer, I feel that whiplash of my ego being like, no, don't look with clarity. It's fun to be deluded. Let's go over here and there and there. I can feel the momentum of my karma or my being or whatever you want to call it, my ego, pulling me from the vision of clarity. And it's not... I don't ever want to lose it, that vision of clarity. At least not in this life. Once I die in this life, I will pass into the next life and clarity will be